the song of the mermaid. The unicorn, the Pegasus, the escape. They're all fairy. That's the fairy path. Who feels sparked? Who feels that sparks the moth in them? That phoenix in them? Who feels that, like in the Wizard of Oz, new shoes? Yeah. Tap them for the fae. Oh, Cat, that was cool. I love that. Who feels sparked by the fae? Who feels sparked by the fairy lore, by the ancient spirits? Because if you don't, scroll on by. This won't interest you. But if you do, drop me an emoji so I'm not wasting my time, and stay and share. Sparked and ready for the fae. Me says KS. Brilliant. Because I'm going to ask you a question, those who are saying me. Now, would you rather be, okay, the type of fairy witch who leaves an offering, okay, at a mossy fairy ring under the moon, okay, or the type of fairy witch who's invited by the fairy king and queen, of course, herself, to sit by the throne in the Sealy court and share tea? Who would you rather be? Have a think about that. Which one do you want to be? So Emma says yes very much. Brilliant. So we have KS, Kat and Emma. No, you can't be both, Kat. That's cheating. So you have to be the one who goes to the forest, offers the offering at the mossy fairy ring each day and goes home. Or do you want to be the fairy witch, you make me laugh, who is invited to tea by the fairy king and queen herself? No, go to that. No, Kat, no. You're not meant to say that one. You're meant to say you want to be... Okay, so what I'm saying, Kat, no. You sod. Put me off track. No. What I'm trying to say to you is there's connection and there's connection. Does that make sense? There's the fairy witch and there's the fairy witch. Does that make sense? They're two completely different things. The one that leaves the offering and goes home and gets on with everyday life and doesn't think about it anymore. Or there's the one who has been initiated by the fae. There's the one who has walked into kinship with the fae. They walk the old ways. They talk the old ways. They are of the old ways. They are of fairy lore. Everybody can leave an offering, but not everybody can come in kinship and initiation and come into the old ways, the fairy ways. Be the second one, Emma. Same here. Not sure, KS? Oh, come on. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to you, both answers are magico, okay? So whichever you want to be, that's magico, okay? I'm not taking it. Both are magical, both are amazing, okay? But what I'm saying is there's connection. So they represent completely two different paths in fairy witchcraft. So giving the offering is lovely. It's a bit like passing by a stranger and saying, hello, you look nice today, and putting a smile on the face. Or it's a bit like giving the teacher at school a present, say, thank you for what you did for my child at school. Thank you, bye-bye. You never see them again. Does this make sense? But the second one, the one who gets invited for tea at the consort at the court of Sealy with the fairy king and fairy queen, that is a connection. That is kinship. That's initiation into their worlds. And that isn't just about offerings. That's about devotion. That's about building trust with the fae. It's about doing without asking. It's about invitation into their worlds, their realms. Now, the fae will choose you. You don't choose them. I can tell you, they will choose you. You don't choose them, okay? That doesn't happen. They will call you. So how will they do it? You'll just feel it. You wouldn't be here for a start. You would have scrolled on by now. Okay, you would have got bored. So if you're still here, you're feeling that feeling. So this requires knowledge of the old ways. They're calling you in for knowledge of the old ways. It could be about safety, law, fairy law, boundaries. Okay, I feel like anyway. I don't know what you mean there, Cass. Do you mean feel both? Is that what you meant? I don't know what you mean. Now, you cannot push your way into the fairy craft. You have to earn it. Nobody ever got into fairy through the front door. Okay, there's no that don't happen. Okay, you don't go in through the front door. Okay. Most people don't know the difference between a fairy and a wandering spirit. Okay, seriously, they don't. They got no clue. I mean, a lot of people think splatter and glitter and tingly bells. Well, do you know what? That's the worst thing you should do with fairy. The worst thing. That's not fairy. That's just Tinkerbell. We're not talking Tinkerbell. We're doing witchcraft. Okay, you're overthinking. Calm down. Calm down. So this is... Okay, so have a think about that. Any questions so far? Any questions? Go ahead. So anybody who's left here is definitely fairy connected and got a calling. You would not be here now. I tell you now, you got bored of me and scrolled on. Okay. As a fairy witch, and I've been initiated as a fairy witch as well. I've got my star on my head, my tattoo, and I've studied and taught for many, many years. I've also wrote books. So I tell you now, you wouldn't be here. You'd be gone. You'd be like swiped off. You'd be like this. Whoosh, bye. They wouldn't want you here. They have no patience for it. Okay, so any questions before I go on? Type them up. Doesn't matter how potty your questions are. We like potty ones. The pottier the better, by the way. So this is why I've created this Pre-Foundation Faery Course, okay? Now, this is 7 weeks, okay, of amazing, gentle lessons. They're all done by video, pre-recorded, okay? And they will be delivered to your inbox every Monday. So you've got the whole week to listen, to learn, do the things, and enjoy, okay? You also get beautiful PDFs as well to help you on your journey, to track, okay? Fairy lore, elemental fae, nature spirit work, offerings, boundaries, kinship and initiation. Okay, this is what we call the core of fairy. You keep the PDFs for other and you keep the videos for other. You also include a surprise fairy gift from me, okay, to record your own fairy encounters, make notes and keep on track of things. Because they like things to be done just right and just so. And I like things to be very pretty and presented. So you'll get that off me. So don't worry. You don't have to go out getting anything special. I provide everything for you to do what you need to do. Okay? Now, this is a course. So if you feel that calling, if you're feeling that excitement, you're feeling that moth inside, that phoenix moth pulling you. Maybe you felt pulled yesterday but weren't sure. But today they're pulling you again. And you're feeling this path is mine. Could this path be mine? It's like a whisper. Could this path be mine? If you're feeling that whisper, then this is your calling. So you can join the Fairy Pre-Foundation course. Literally really easy. You just go to the link in my bio and you go there. We'll tell you more about it there as well. And you just check out. As easy as that. Now, there is limited slots and they're going very quickly. I will not be repeating this for a whole 12 months. So once they're gone, they're gone. And that's it. At £69, it's a steal. It is my starter price. Okay, it is worth £200, and when you get the course, you realise why. Yes, there is a few spaces, but not many left. Okay, so you need to be quick. Okay, they have gone very quickly, especially my old clients and new clients coming in. Okay, so there are a few spaces, but not many. I've already had people message me today. So literally, if you want it, you're feeling the calling. Okay, next year, it will not be £69. It will be a lot more expensive. And I won't be doing it until next Llamas. And we're in Llamas now, by the way. Okay. So if you're ready. Okay. The gate isn't locked. The gate is open. Are you going to jump through the gate? Do you hear their call? Do you feel nudged? You may have already just forgotten you were always holding the key. And now is your chance. Thanks, Kat. It is a one-off. As a professional witch, I've taught many times before. I tell you now, I'm not going to repeat it at this price, and it won't be repeated the next year. So if you feel that call, you were nudged yesterday, you're enjoying these little fairy challenges, I call them, then obviously you're being nudged. And there's a reason you're being nudged. Are you going to take that calling? Or are you going to let it sever and die? And always wonder what would have happened if you did? It is up to you. It is a gift. It is a gift. And I really do believe Spirit and the Fae and the old wise one will only lead you here for a reason. Okay? Because I don't want people to be here unless they're interested. So I really generally feel you'll be only led for a reason. Now, there are just very few slots left. And once they're gone, they're gone. So it's really important you check out, because it's not going to happen again at this price, and it ain't going to happen for 12 months. So are you ready to jump down the rabbit hole? Are you ready for the kinship? Are you ready to say, yes, I take this path? Are you ready to take your calling? Are you ready for the opportunity that you're being given as a blessing and as a gift? Say yes if you are. Remember, nobody chooses the Fae. The Fae choose them. So you will know by your vibrations. If you're feeling nudged, that whisper, they often whisper. So it's like a little nudge. Or a little excitement. Or a little interest. It's like whisper, whisper, whisper. That is your invitation to the realm. Fairy witchcraft and fairy law requires knowledge of the old ways for safety, law and boundaries. You can't push your way in. You can't just decide to do it. It's not the way. It's not the done way. You have to earn it. And we need to learn the fairy law to work with it. Else you're just speaking to fresh air. You're not speaking to them. It's an act of devotion. It builds fairy trust. Yeah. And there's certain ways we need to work with them. There's certain laws, there's certain ways. It's all very fun. It does heal the inner child. It's very fun and enchanting. But you can't just push in there. You have to have the calling. And you have to earn it. And that's what I teach. So it's basically an act of devotion. So, guys, that's me for today. Who's feeling the fairy call? Drop me an emoji if you're feeling the fairy call. Remember, I'm not doing Tinkerbell, okay? So, please, don't get fairy witchcraft mixed up with Tinkerbell. It is enchanting. It is beautiful. It is love, healing for the inner child. It heals trauma. It helps you come away from trauma. Helps you step into the new shoes. I remember my first painting years ago when I taught about fairy law. My first painting was of a toad with spotty underpants and big red stilettos on. And I painted, it was beautiful. And that was my first painting to try to explain to people when I used to teach years ago how it feels to drop into fairy law. They're very funny, very giggly. They see everything very playful. They don't think like us. They're not serious. And they see everything upside down and turned around and inside out. And it was like a bit like how they would see us sort of just stepping into those new shoes. You know, the new magic shoes, if you like. What was that, Cat? Not allowing you to pin? Oh, God. Story of our life today, innit? Flip it out. Don't worry. So, if that's you, let me know. If it's not, that's fine. Okay. It is a beautiful journey. And you know what? I guess I call myself the fairy gatherer for the Fae. I attract them all, you all in, the ones that are meant to be here with me on my tribe, on my journey. and then I release you to the fae. And that's what I do as a fairy walker. Do you want to walk the journey with me? If you do, link in bio. It's just £69. 7 recorded videos, 7 beautiful PDFs, fairy lore, elemental magic, offerings, boundaries, kinship, initiation, and the way the fairy work. Okay, it is your core foundation. Without that, you cannot work with the fae. Okay, you need that. We're not talking, you know, Tinkerbell and sparkly wings. We're talking witchcraft, spiritual elementals, nature spirits, the gentry, the others, the little folk, you know, the hollow hills. Okay, if that's what you want, the enchantment, the healing of childhood trauma, the healing basically of escapism to take you to another world. So I'm going to leave that with you. Okay, so do we have any questions? Don't just sit there and watch, guys. It gets boring. If you're here watching, I've seen 11 people, so talk to me. Do you have any questions? If not, just drop me an emoji. Don't pretend you're in a coffin, because you're not. Drop me an emoji. Listening cat, that's fine. I would say if you're just listening, just drop me an emoji so I know you're okay. Okay, so thanks. It's not just drop an emoji because how it goes like a bit like awkward. Will it not, cat? Oh no, really? Oh no! Try and say. Well, I've got that. TikTok won't let me, and TikTok. That word, I can't say it. I can't say that word either, cat. But I can see your comments, so can't be that bad. Okay, so, yeah. So, I'm going to go now. There's no questions. So, I hope you've enjoyed. Oh, you wanted to praise me. Oh, bless you. You're so kind. Try it now. Give it a go. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. I really feel some chocolate cheer me up. I went to hospital today and oh, it was so boring. It was like going into a morgue, not an hospital. Oh my God. Literally the energy was so heavy. When I left, okay, I felt like I'd ran a marathon. I hadn't. I just like got out of the taxi, went into the appointment and walked out into a taxi. And it felt like I'd done a marathon. It was like a morgue. Everybody was like, oh my God, it was horrible. Okay, folks, so she's a true 100%, she's 100% true and professional. Oh, thank you, Kat. That's so nice. I love that. I love that. And who's that lady? Is your dizziness from something serious? See a doctor, Cindy. Phone your doctor or drop them an email. They'll be able to help you much more than I do. Okay. I'm a witch. I'm not a doctor. Okay. They don't help you. You must keep pushing. Okay, I can't help you that. Okay, I'm a witch. I'm a medium. I'm a psychic. I'm also a witch. But, you know, there's a little bit of a difference. And if you're not getting anywhere, Cindy, you need to go back and you need to speak to someone else. I know it's frustrating. I hear you. I think a lot of us are having problems at the moment with that kind of thing. Not being listened to. But you must advocate for yourself. Okay? That's the advice I'm going to give you. Advocate for yourself. You're worth it. And make them know that. You're not going to like just be pushed off when you know something's wrong. Okay? Does that help? Does that help? I know it's frustrating and you're not the only one. I promise you. Okay? So, I'm going to go now. Okay? So, don't forget, I'm on tomorrow for the tarot. So, if you love tarot, yeah, it says yes, Cindy. Okay, no tarot needed on that one. Okay, so I'm back tomorrow for the tarot. If you love magic, you love the tarot, I'm coming in with my mediumship skills combined with the tarot, and we're going to do the witch tarot in psychic morning show. We're late tomorrow. I have got doctors myself tomorrow, actually, that's true. Okay, so I'm not going to be a late one tomorrow. We're normally on 9:30 to 11:30. So tomorrow we are on at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. 11 a.m. to 1. We're going on from 11 to 1. This is a one-off because I've got doctors myself. So 11, I've got to have a blood test. So it's 11 o'clock in the morning to 1 in the afternoon tomorrow. Admin, have you got that? Because normally though, my schedule's normally 9:30 to 11:30, but I've got to go and have a blood test. Okay, folks. So don't forget the Farry. Check. If you're kind of still thinking about it, go to link in my bio. It's there. Tap the Pre-Foundation Faery Course. And there's some written descriptions. So if you want to read, if you feel that's better in your own time, do that. Also, have a look at if you go onto my link in bio, you'll be able to see the videos downloaded and you can watch them again. So if you've missed the replay, you want to think about it, have a look. Okay, so I'm going to go. Hope that helps. Catch you soon, everyone. Okay. Oh, don't worry about it, Kat. We can see your comments, and that's most important. I'd be more worried if I couldn't see your comments. Okay. And Kat, before you go, check your email. I've sent you something free for your fairy journey. Nobody else has got it. Only you. I designed it for you. Nobody else. Okay, so it's from me. I created it this morning for you. Okay, catch you soon. Bye, folks. Bye.